Welcome, everybody, to the Wholesaling Inc. podcast. It is your host, Brent Daniels, and you are listening to the #1 podcast when it comes to wholesaling real estate. I'm going to start this podcast off with 3 really important, really powerful words. 1, learn. 2, grow. 3, transform. And I want to bring those 3 words up because it goes in that order. First, we have to learn so that we have the confidence to be able to grow. And once we've taken all the actions that we need to start getting our business going, that's when it truly transforms our life. But remember, be really careful. Learning is not about education. Learning is about instruction and taking action. The education in this business comes from getting out there and actually talking to distressed property owners, going through the process and getting everything started. And that leads me perfectly into the guest that I have in the TTP studio here today on the Wholesaling Inc. podcast. It is my pleasure. These guys are out of Mesa, Arizona. They are here in my local market. They are just young, they are hungry, and they have an incredible story to tell about the way that they really started at nothing and have really started growing their business every single day based on one philosophy only, and that is having quality conversations with distressed property owners. So that's the longest intro of all time. With me is Katie Fisher and Jack Huber. Say hello.
Hi guys, how's it going?
How's it going, guys? How's it going?
All right, good.
To be here.
So give everybody a real quick synopsis. Who are you guys?
Well, I have a background in sales just from selling cars in Gilbert. So that sales aspect really helped with the talking to people and really getting out there and talking to people. And that's how we met, and that's when we actually met Brent Daniels and decided that we wanted to start wholesaling real estate because you were the one that made it exciting compared to these other guys out there. That's when we took the step to quit our jobs and start doing this, and he sold cars as well too. So
right.
Yep. I sold cars as well. Yep.
So how do you even find? How did you guys find? You guys are there selling cars.
Yep.
You're like this is okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you
listen. I don't know how to made.
Listen, in the car business, it's very seductive. You can make a lot of money.
Sure.
The issue with it is the schedule is just. I mean, it beats you to hell.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it beats you up big time.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Absolutely. The schedule's terrible. I'd say what made us get into this initially was I actually sold a guy a car who introduced this whole wholesaling thing to me, and I don't even remember who he told us to look at.
It was all book by book, like read this book, do this book, and it wasn't just go do it.
Yeah.
Like we liked to just go do it and try it out, and you'll be.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
I had her reading a lot of stuff, like she said, book by book, and once she, I think, ran across you, then she was really excited, and I started watching you.
Yeah.
It's crazy, and it's awesome to be here today.
It is. Well, this is crazy because you guys came into my office 6 months ago when you guys had come into the TTP program, and you guys were just like, let us loose. Just tell us, just like, we know sales. We know that we need to be in front of people. Just, I don't know how to find the people to get in front of. I don't know exactly what to say, but I will figure it out. Just let us loose. Show us what to do. And you guys did. I mean, who got on the phones first?
I think so. We were finding that I was having more luck just because
Always.
I think having a woman, a more comforting voice over the phone, they feel like they can you can build rapport with people by being a woman, it seems like. I'm not just saying that, but they feel more okay with telling you about their life.
I'm telling you, after all the years and years and years and years and the millions of calls in my business, the women do better than the men. Mm-hmm. They just do.
They don't scare people away as much. I mean, like a scary man coming on the phone, you sound more like a telemarketer. A woman can sound more like a friend with a sweet, soft, innocent voice. When
we first had the idea, I was like, it's going to be Katie, hot pink bandit signs, girl stuff everywhere. I was super like, let's rock this girl thing. But
But you guys just decided to do it just proactively.
And then you realize that's not really all it's about. It's just finding
absolutely.
the customers and finding the people that have a property they need to sell.
Right.
So when you started getting going, the first day that you get on the phone, how does that go? Can you remember back to that? Can you remember getting in? Because you were telling me, what app? You had an app that you were calling people on already. Was it Property Radar? What was it? Didn't you have something that you were already getting phone numbers and already calling people and driving for dollars?
We were driving for dollars, and we started early, but then we realized we're calling on the wrong properties.
Mm-hmm.
Not so the people that wanted to sell their house, and then we realized absentee owners are super important, and then we really just started banging out the phone calls, and we called and called and called. I think it took us like 1,500 contacts to get our first deal.
Wow.
And I mean, it was really just, and we didn't have the power dial or anything at this time. We were just hand dialing every phone call.
We didn't even know the power dialer. We didn't know the power of the power dialer.
Yeah.
So
and we're talking, if you guys are listening to this, or if you're watching this, please go, if you're not watching this, go to Brent Daniels YouTube and check this out. Great to put faces to voices for sure. But we're talking about the Mojo dialer that we all use in our business to be able. And listen, there's a ton of different dialers that you can use, but I just think that it's the most user friendly, and you can. The learning curve is very short. Yeah,
it's very friendly for sure. Yep.
So you get on there, you're making 1,500 calls.
Contacts.
I'm sorry. I correct people on that all the time. That's hilarious. But 1,500 contacts.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you getting discouraged?
Oh, for sure. And especially you get the people that are like, yeah, sure. And then they string you along, and they're like, I want $500,000 for it. It's a $60,000 house, and they're like, oh, they just shoot down your hopes, and you have to not get discouraged every time that somebody says yes and it's not a deal.
So do you naturally have that, or is that something that you've had to build up?
No, at first when we first got our first seller to say yes, I'd accept a cash offer,
we were jumping around.
We sat there and we were on the phone. We're like, we didn't know what to say back. We're like, great, let me talk to my boss. I'll call you back. We don't have a boss.
Right.
It's something to you just didn't know what to say. So you have to, even if you know sales, you still really got to.
But what I'm talking about is all that rejection and being able to put all that all to the side and see the bigger goal, right?
Sure.
It's all the law of cause and effect. If I talk to enough people, the effect is I'm going to get a contract. I'm going to be able to get a contract. But how many people? I know. Listen, people talk to me all the time. Brent, I called for an hour. Nobody wanted to sell. This doesn't work. And it's like
an hour.
Yeah, it takes time.
We'll call for 8 hours a day and get nothing.
Yeah,
nothing at all.
Sure.
How do you do it? Well, I mean, really, what goes through your head that keeps you going?
Just the motivation of getting a deal and getting your first paycheck, and it makes you realize that one deal can take you for months. If you really save your money and do it right, and you keep grinding for more deals, you'll never run out if you keep trying and do the secret method.
It got hard too, because I think a lot of people, even family members, some of our closest friends, they'd say, "Hey, what are you guys doing? You guys are," because it took us a couple months to make a deal, 3 months I think even. So I mean, it was like. Our bills, our water got shut off even. I mean, we were down to our skivvies, and I mean, for some reason, I don't know, we just woke up and said, let's just keep pounding the phones, keep talking to people. I saw the potential of what this could do, and I just was like, I know there's somebody out there that's going to say yes. Yeah. So you guys were getting your utilities shut off. I mean, this was down to the nitty gritty. And I think that this resonates with a lot of people. I mean, some people are doing it part time, and I think that's smart. Keep it going. You guys went crazy mode. And
we started part time for a little bit, and then we just realized the potential so quickly. If it was 2 people doing it versus 1, odds are so much better. And it was just.
So then you guys went 100% in, no safety net financially, right? And it was getting down. I mean, you guys were down to the end, right? But but I think that you guys made a calculated move at that point because you knew you had some leads. It was just the timing of when are these going to close and income actually coming into your account.
We had a deal closed before we officially quit, which was, and then that ended up being that deal where it ended up being the whole lawsuit. So there's legal action that can come along with all this too, which is crazy stuff I didn't know when I first got into this.
Sure.
I mean,
Yeah, there's a bunch of avenues that you got to be ready for. And
So what happened?
Well,
Let's educate people so
we'll
that they understand, what happens.
We were cold calling. I think it was a Saturday,
Mm-hmm.
and the seller answers. He said, "Yeah, sure, I'd accept a cash offer. I'm actually down here right now. I'm only going to be down here for 2 more days. How about you come down and take a look at it?"
Mm-hmm.
We go down there. It's 115 degrees out, hot, middle of summer.
Real hot.
And this house, it's in Phoenix. It's about a $120,000 house. It's not the nicest thing. No AC, no swamp cooler, nothing. And the guy answers the door, and he's dripping sweat. Like, he's hot. He's like, "Oh, come on in. Would you like a water?" We're like,
out of that fridge?
Is it working? Like, can you just put me, like, yeah. So anyway, he's like, "Yeah, I need to sell it. My daughter lived here. It was his parents' property. And he wasn't living there. So it was kind of an advantage to us. It was in really bad condition.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so he wanted to sell.
Yeah.
We negotiated. We got the skills there. And that's when we didn't know. He's like, "Well, I want to." Yeah, he's like, "I want 110 for it." And I was like, "Wait. Okay, let me go call my boss." So I called you, and that's when I'm like, "Do you think we could lock it in for this?" And you're like, "Oh yeah, lock it in."
Yep.
So at that price, we locked it in. That was a $30,000 deal.
Yeah.
So
that was huge.
we were like, "Yes, let's do it. We're quitting. We're going all in. Like, this is awesome."
While it's in escrow.
Yes.
Right. You haven't gotten the check yet.
The day of closing,
Yep.
we get a knock on our door. It's the mailman. It's this envelope from a law firm.
Yep.
And he says that he was intoxicated and impaired when he wanted to sell his property, and he no longer is going to sell it.
Yep.
So that's when we actually sold that property to Corey Geary. Shout out to Corey.
Yep.
He interviewed here too. He's on one of the videos. Check him out. Yeah.
So we sold that to him, and that's when he's like, "I got the guy." And he got his lawyer involved, and long story short, we closed on that deal. So it's
Awesome.
it's sometimes we learned it's worth to stick to it, and then sometimes it's not.
Yep.
But luckily we did with that one, and it paid off because we got paid for that check right when our water got shut off. So it was like perfect timing, and everything laid out perfect.
Yeah, it was like it was meant to be, but almost not,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But.
Right.
It just shows you.
That was one call. That was one phone call that led to all this. And yes, there's some things here and there. And you guys to have, support from Corey, support from me, to support from all these. You guys are smart that you're not just doing this by yourself. You're building up your team so that you have people to go to when these things happen, right? You know what I mean?
You meet a lot of good people through buyers, and
absolutely.
Yeah, you really grow friendships and relationships through meeting people here too. So
So was that your first deal that closed?
Yeah.
No.
Not the first one.
Not the first one.
So let's just let everybody know how many. So you started 6 months ago. How many deals have you gotten paid on?
6 months ago, deals we've gotten paid on, that would be...
Six deals now.
So yeah.
Right? So the days of having to worry about your utility bills are over.
Yeah.
You guys have got this momentum.
And now
going.
every check that comes in, it just adds to the savings. So it's a difference.
And the beautiful thing, listen guys, listen. Here's the thing. Did you hear what they said? The savings. Listen, if you're putting it all back into marketing, that is not savings, okay? They're keeping it for themselves. They are keeping it for their portfolio. They're keeping it for their wealth. And the reason they're able to do that is because they're prospecting for these deals. They're not spending a ton of money on marketing. They're using their skills, their time, their ability, their talents to go out and talk to distressed property owners. In 6 months, 6 deals.
And not that I'd recommend it to everybody, but we really haven't done much advertising. Like
I know.
To say, all we really pay for is Mojo.
Yep.
Deal Machine.
Yep.
Deal Machine is awesome. I mean, you can't
coupon code TTP.
You can't use Deal Machine without wholesaling or driving for it. It's the best.
Yep.
And then other than that, we'll buy some list source and then batch skip tracing.
Yep.
That's it.
That's it.
And that's not advertising. That's just getting. That's just data.
Literally.
That's operational.
I mean, I'm
cost.
sure bandit signs might get you a deal here and there, but in the beginning, it's not.
Yeah,
it's not necessary.
We want to do more stuff, and I do want to do advertising, but right now, it's great.
Shows you don't need it.
Yeah. No, you don't. Especially as you're getting going, as you're getting your first deal. So let's talk about an exciting deal. Let's talk about a deal that didn't have to get the attorneys involved in. What's the biggest deal? Well, don't give me the numbers yet. Let's just talk about it, okay? Give me let's go through the 4 pillars of pre-qualifying. And if you're listening to this for the first time, the 4 pillars of pre-qualifying a lead are the condition of a property, their timeline to sell, their motivation, and their price. You get those 4 pre-qualifying, you know before you're going on an appointment or before you're sending a contract that this is somebody that's likely going to do business with you, okay? And that's so powerful because when we're starting, we spend a lot of time wasting our time going on appointments that aren't real appointments.
Right,
going out because we're excited that somebody was nice to us. We're excited that somebody called us back. Or we're excited that somebody answered the call. We had a good conversation, wanted us to come
they just
over.
Want a friend.
Absolutely. Happens every day of the week. You'll run around all day and not make calls, and then it clogs up your pipeline.
Yep.
So make sure that you're pre-qualifying. So give me me that one. What was the condition?
So we were just cold calling. I called the guy.
Another one she did.
Yeah, elderly man, and I called him in regards to a piece of land he owned in Phoenix.
Love it.
And he's like, no, I'm not. I have plans with that. I'm not going to sell that. And he said, but I do have another. I asked him. I said, would you have any other properties you'd consider a cash offer on?
Yep.
And he's like, well, I do have this one. He said, this is the address. This is what I want for it. Go check it out, whatever. So we met him there, checked it out, and the number he gave us, we locked it in, and he wasn't unreasonable.
It was quick. It was bing bang good.
So how was the condition
of the property?
Yeah.
It was a halfway house that was being lived in.
Yep.
So when we went in there, it was rough.
Very rough.
It was very outdated.
Okay.
Hasn't been updated at all.
Was it weird floor plan?
Yeah, it was like a
They
big room in the
made
back.
like a room out of a room that wasn't even a room.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then like the backyard had a room, and it was strange. So it was a little janky of a floor plan, but we made it work. And then that's another one we sold to Corey. And then when we closed on that one, he has a few other properties in Phoenix, so now he trusts us and he loves us and he's feeding us more deals. Mm-hmm. And I mean, if you meet people that have other properties and you build enough rapport and you connect with them, bring somebody flowers, like whatever, just it's worth the deal.
Well, and I think it's important, and this comes up often as well, just with other people in the TTP family. I've got this investor, they own like 15 properties, and I'm like, okay, great. Get one done first.
Yeah.
Get one, make sure that you get the price done first,
Yeah.
make sure that they're willing to take that, they understand the pricing that you're going to give them, the discount.
You do business.
Exactly, 100%, and then start chipping away at the other ones.
Right.
You know what I mean? Don't go and give an offer on 15 that they're never going to take. I hear it all the time. They're like, well, just give me the best price for all 15 houses. It's so much work, and it doesn't work.
And then when you go to close them in escrow, it's like we have an elderly lady right now that we're closing. She has over 40 properties in Phoenix.
Yep.
She's got 40 properties.
She goes, yeah, Katie, you're first on my list for all these properties. I'm like, great, I got my next year made.
Yes.
Like, just from one little lady. Like,
one call.
It's great. And it took a lot. We actually got in an argument about this one when we first started because she just wanted to talk. She wanted to talk for an hour, and he's like, that's a waste of time. Like in car sales, if people come in and look at a car and just drive the car, it's a waste of time. But we ended up making it work with her, and she's got 40 properties. Yeah.
Oh,
and she said, I don't trust my sons to get rid of them when I pass away. And she's like 90 years old.
Yep.
She goes, so I'm going to get rid of the small ones and work up to the big ones.
Love it.
I will not say her name.
Love it. Yeah.
I'm keeping that name to myself.
You got it in your pocket. So the condition of that property is it was a little rough, weird floor plan.
Yeah.
His timeline, how fast did he want to sell it?
He wanted it gone. He was just sick of taking care of the tenants and things like that and worrying about what he
Did you have to get the tenants out? Or were
so
it was luckily month to month.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I found a lot of the properties in Phoenix are month to month.
Yeah.
But luckily they were okay with moving out and left. And
So what happens, guys, just to touch on, typically what happens is somebody will sign a lease for a year, and then if they don't renew the lease, it goes month to month. So a lot of people don't have actual leases on these older properties where people have been there a while, because if they get rent, then they're good. If not, they know that they have to get out and get evicted, or it just keeps going month to month to month unless they want to change up how much they want to charge them for rent, and then typically they'll do a new lease. But a lot of these people don't even change the rent, and it's been the same for 10 years.
Oh yeah.
We have this quadplex where he could be making like almost $4,000 a month. He's only making like $1,500.
Yeah.
It
happens all the time.
They're charging like $500 a room, and that's just You don't really find that.
And
No.
the tenants have been there for 10 years.
Of
Yeah.
course they have.
Oh, I like
And they
John.
love
John's
it.
so great, and you know,
They pay on time, and that's all they care about. They don't.
So we got the timeline. He was like, now his motivation. He was just done dealing with
Yeah.
the tenants. And then, what price did he want, and what did you end up selling it for?
He wanted 200,000 for it,
Okay.
and then he said, "Don't negotiate with me.
Yep.
If you do, like you're losing my trust." So
Yeah.
I was like,
That's right, he did say that.
"Yeah." So I was like, "All right, well, we're gonna take a risk and just." I was like, "Just lock it in,
Mm-hmm.
whatever."
Yeah.
Sent him the contract, and he signed it, sent it back, and bought it for 200, and ended up putting it out there for 215,
Uh-huh.
and sold it for 215.
Awesome.
So,
15 grand.
Yep, 15 grand, just like that. Yeah.
Ring it, ladies first. Come on. There we go. I
That's
love
great.
it. 15,000,
Yeah.
just like that.
Yeah.
And you guys have done another deal that's pretty close to that 10 and
16.
some 16,
16-1.
and then a couple other smaller.
Yeah.
7, 10, and yeah, there's
Just
like
little-
2 ones.
So you guys are rolling.
Oh yeah.
You're rolling, right?
And I say,
Isn't it so exciting after you get the first
Oh,
one?
yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
my
I
gosh.
think it's worth it to take the little, sometimes, not every time,
Sure.
the little $1,500, $1,000 deals if it's going to give you and lead you to a next deal.
Yep.
Like we just took
Yeah,
another
for
deal
sure.
right now where we're going to only make like $1,000,
Mhm.
and it's like that's the lady that has a bunch of other proproperties. It's
Yeah.
like sometimes it's worth it. So
Yeah.
that's another good thing to know.
Well, you look at the average American, $1,000, like after taxes. I mean, that takes you 2 weeks to do. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It took
Oh,
you
yeah.
guys, what, a couple hours?
Right?
Yeah.
You
yeah,
know what I
that's
mean? Like, for
insane.
real. I mean,
Yeah.
I'll take $1,000 for
Right?
that. You know what I mean? I
Exactly.
mean, we don't now because we do massive deals
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
But
I'm like,
you know, yeah, you're looking at me like, no, you won't. Anyway. So how does it work as a couple doing this business together? Because there's a lot of people that are either married or they're dating or they're even, let's say they're not in a relationship,
Yeah.
but they're just business partners. How does it work so that you guys don't kill each other?
I think the best thing is I'm just gonna say the best thing I think we've had other people see us kind of get irritated with each other, have problems, and the biggest thing I think is that if you are able to separate business and then separate your relationship. Yeah, that's the biggest thing. I mean, you got to keep them separate. Let them know, hey, I'm yelling at you right
Yeah.
now, but this is business related. When we go have steak tonight, you can't be talking about it.
Right.
You know, so
It works though, because he's more of like the mastermind, the back of it, and I'm just the upfront, do all the calls, I'll do the contracts and the escrow stuff, like just the little needy work, and he's just the minds of it all and tells me like, this is what we should offer, this is what we should do, and still sometimes we have trouble on what to offer on properties.
Sure, yeah,
Mhm.
so we're still learning. All
Yeah.
that. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Learning every day.
Well, they talk. I mean, it's a really popular book. Traction and or Rocket Fuel is a fantastic book where they talk about a visionary and an integrator, right? Somebody that's like putting all of it together, and then somebody that goes out and kicks ass and takes all the action. You know what I mean?
And really, it's not. I would not say wholesaling's for everybody. It's you gotta stay motivated, you gotta want to do it, and you gotta want to make money.
Yep.
You can't just be okay with going to work your 9-to-5 job and not staying till 7 o'clock sometimes.
Mhm.
You gotta work the extra 2 hours to get another deal sometimes, and
Love
people
it.
don't realize that.
Love
That's the problem. People think it's just,
Hard work.
it's easy, and it's all it is hard work.
Yep.
A lot of hard work.
So where do you guys go from now? What's the next steps in your business?
Well,
That's a big question. I mean, there's so many avenues, so many things to take. I don't know. I mean, I really would like to. I think for us right now, I'd like to get bigger. I'd like to expand, but
Mhm.
I want to kind of maybe do a few more deals, kind of get a system down a little bit more, figure out exactly, what to do, and then we can start maybe.
Let me give you guys some advice on the podcast and everybody else listening. Okay.
Mhm.
all right.
3 months consistent of 30 grand in your pockets a month before you hire anybody.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. And the first person you're going to hire, you could do a VA or something. That's not really
Sure.
hiring somebody. That's
Right.
like just, whatever. But that's like acquisition manager or some cold callers or whatever
Sure.
it is, right? 3 months of consistent 30 grand. And then from there, as you're building your business, now you get into the 50 grand months, 60 grand months, 100 grand months. But I want you guys to keep the lion's share of the profits. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
Listen, wholesaling is a cash machine only if you keep the cash.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And even like you guys talked about, we're not doing a lot of advertising. We're not spending a lot of money. You're using the money and you're investing it to get more opportunities to have quality conversations. You know what I mean? And you're going to grow it and grow it and grow it to the point where now you're cherry picking the deals that you guys want to keep. Right? Start building that portfolio. Start doing maybe some interesting creative, maybe subject to or seller financing or some of these other things. But staying focused in the lane, you two, like grinding. Like if you... I mean, a year from now, 6 months from now, it could be a whole different thing. But I think that it's a $30,000 for 3 straight months is going to give you a lot. One, you're going to be able to have a good bank account, and two, you're going to have consistency that you need to have that confidence to take somebody, hire somebody, and have their financial future in your hands. Right. And that's a whole different deal. You know what I mean? That's a whole different deal.
Being able to pay somebody else's bills, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, incredible. Give me some advice. Jack, I'll start with you.
Okay.
Give me some advice. People starting out, mindset, what do they need to strengthen their mindset as they're getting going, as they're going into this beautiful opportunity that is wholesaling, but it can also be very cold and harsh and tough.
I mean, I don't know. My advice to anybody that's new or starting fresh is just to, if you gotta be hungry. I think hunger and hard work is. I mean, I know a lot of people say that sounds kind of cliche, but I mean, it's super true. I mean, just work your ass off and let's get to work and let's go. You know, that's about all I can say. You gotta work.
So when you say work, let's make this tactical. Okay. When you say work, they get up and they start work at what time and what time do they? And you know what I mean?
Sure. I guess like if you want to create a schedule for yourself to where you're sticking to it and you're dedicated. I mean that's huge for you. We have a schedule and we follow it every day. And if we fall off track, we say, hey, we got to get back to work. You know, this isn't where we want to be yet. So Yeah.
So grind all day.
Grind all day.
That's
all I know,
Yeah, I agree with that completely because, I mean, that's my main advice is you got to stay on track because it's easy being your own boss and not having somebody over your shoulder telling you, hey, get back to work. I'll find myself in the kitchen doing dishes and I'm like, wait, I need to be calling right now.
It's that creative avoidance.
I mean, really, it's staying motivated and knowing that if I make this extra call or if I call this extra 2 hours, it's another deal. So
love it.
Just gotta stay motivated.
Love it.
Keep trying.
I'm excited. I'm excited about the next 6 months with you guys. You guys have always communicated so well. You come into the office, you participate, you're networking with everybody in here. You know, it's just I love working with you guys. So thanks.
It's hot in here.
You're the one. Well, you're the one that made us excited to do this, and the only one that caught our eye to bring us into wholesaling, and it definitely changed our lives. So that's why we wanted to change everybody else's. And if you're motivated to do it, I say go do it.
Awesome.
It'll change your life.
Awesome. And if you're interested in joining the most proactive group in real estate investing, it is with these guys in the TTP family. Check out the TTP program at wholesalinginc.com/TTP. wholesalinginc.com/TTP. Check it out. Scroll down, see what it's all about. Keep scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and check out all the testimonials. Nobody has more. Check it out. And if it feels good in your gut, sign up for a call. I'd love to work with you personally. Guys, you're the best. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thanks
for having us.
All right. Until next time, guys, I always encourage you to talk to people. See ya. Love you.